The world's oldest known wild bird has laid an egg at the approximate age of 74, according to US biologists. Wisdom is a Laysan albatross, and she's thought to have had more than 30 chicks in her lifetime. Sean Dooley is from BirdLife Australia and is here to tell us more. Hi there, Sean. So how unusual is this for a Laysan albatross, or any bird really? Do they normally live this long, lay eggs at such an old age?
Yes, we know that some of the cockatoos can live for 80 or 90 years, but whether they're still fertile, the females at that age, it's pretty unclear. So this is quite extraordinary. This beautiful bird, Wisdom as they've called her, was banded in 1956 by researchers, and she was laying an egg then, and it takes at least 5 years for them to be old enough to breed. So she's at least 74, she may be older. And apparently the general age of a Laysan albatross is usually no more than 40 years, as far as the researchers can tell. So she's an extraordinary creature.
Yeah. So how did US biologists find out about Wisdom's egg?
She comes back, the albatrosses, including this species, which is a northern hemisphere species, nests on the Hawaiian archipelago and also Midway Island, where Wisdom nests. They only come into to breed every 2 years because it's a very long, intensive process. They lay one egg, it's a large egg, and both parents tend to the chick for months and months afterwards as it develops. So they put a lot of intensive effort into raising a chick, so they have to have a year off where they travel the oceans and get back into good condition so they can have another crack.
She must have outlived a lot of her mates then, Sean, if she's now thought to be about 74.
Yes, apparently she's had 3 previous partners, and it's assumed that all of those birds have since died. And this year Wisdom has a new partner, so she is full of vitality, and it seems there's every indication that this egg will also be a successful one, which is incredible when you think what she's had to face over those 74 years. Midway was actually hit by the tsunami from Japan about 10 years ago. There's longline fishing has killed a lot of albatrosses over the years. There's plastics in the ocean that's having its toll. So for her to be 74 years on with her 31st chick, this is amazing stuff.
We were looking at pictures of the pair. I think Wisdom was the one on the left, which means that the male also shares the parenting, or the sits on the nest basically.
Yes, they're really dedicated parents, and it takes such an effort to raise that one chick that they do deserve some time off afterwards. But it's also one of the big problems for our albatross species, is they're such a slow breeding species. If you lose an adult in particular, it's a long time before that adult gets replaced in the population, because they're not an abundantly breeding species. It's one chick every 2 years, so that's why we've seen this species is only near threatened globally, but many of our albatross, including those that come to Australian waters, are actually on the endangered species list.
How big are Laysan albatross? Because albatrosses generally are pretty big, aren't they? And they've got this feature that they can fly without stopping across vast distances.
Yeah, to watch an albatross on the ocean travel seemingly for miles without even flapping its wings once, as they just glide, taking the advantage of all the breezes coming up off the waves. It's one of the most majestic sights in nature. And the Laysan albatross is a big bird, with quite a wingspan, but it's actually not one of the larger albatrosses. We get the 2 largest species are Australasian species, the royal albatross from New Zealand and the wandering albatross, which breeds around the subantarctics, including Macquarie Island. They have a massive wingspan of well over 4 metres.
Wow.